everyone. I am going to teach you a little morning practice that is really great for regulating our circadian rhythm and balancing hormones over time. I know that the world of self-care and self-development talk a lot about having a morning routine, and I encourage you to think about what works for you, think about what's helpful, what's not helpful, think about how you can make it easy and practical for yourself, and and then just remove all the noise. So for me personally, I love to understand the science and also feel into what feels good for me, and then try and stick to that and do something that I can, carry out consistently. Because then it'll really help me, as opposed to having a very long, complex morning routine that I never do and then feeling bad about it and then not doing anything at all. So something that's really important when it comes to hormonal health is our circadian rhythm. So that's our sleep cycle, and our sleep cycle is linked to our hormones and our female sex hormones and our adrenals and our stress hormones and our nervous system. And sleep is obviously very complicated, and we all have a different relationship with sleep, and our experience with our relationship with sleep will vary depending on what's happening in our life, etc. So I think when we can do the best we can with creating the conditions to support our sleep experience, then that's all we can do, really. So something that's very important, and you will see this in the online content with a conversation I had with a man called Tom Coleman, who's a sleep scientist. He talks a lot about, and you probably have heard of this before, but he talks a lot about the importance of daylight in the morning. So when we go outside, when we get our eyes outside in the natural daylight, I'm in my kitchen now, but if we're outside, the light frequency is absorbed into our eyes, and what that does is, when we get minimum 10 minutes outside in the morning after we wake up, it will press a button for a timer for melatonin to be released 10 to 12 hours later, which is really helpful. So melatonin is a hormone that will stimulate a feeling of sleepiness, a feeling of tiredness, and sends a signal to our body to go to bed when it's bedtime. And it is also linked to the sunlight and the seasons of the year. So it can be really helpful with the lifestyle we have. A lot of us are spending a lot of time inside because of work, etc. And then we have all of this artificial light with screens. It can be really helpful to be connected to the daylight and to the frequency of the sunrise, because there's a different frequency of light at different times of the day. So long story short, getting 10 minutes of light in the mornings as often as you can during the week will really help your circadian rhythm, so your sleep cycle, and then that will have a really positive knock-on effect on your hormonal health. Okay, I love a practical thing that is rooted in science that gets me results. So this is something that is a non-negotiable for me most days, and I actually go outside in my pajamas and where I can get some privacy, of course, or sometimes I wear a coat or a dressing gown, and I'll do a morning practice outside. If it's really heavy rain, I will stand and stick my head out the door. But even if it's overcast or grey, I will still go, because it's still going to benefit you. Okay, so I want you to think about how you can adopt this into your life and share this with your clients as well. Okay, so your friends and your community. And what I like to do is, personally, I love to practice Qigong. So Qigong is a kind of like a movement meditation. You can go to a Qigong class, you can go on YouTube, and there's lots of Qigong teachers. And the reason I like it is because it really helps to wake up my body in the morning. And it's very gentle, it's very easy. And it's also really good for our lymph system too. So our lymph system is one of the excretory systems in the body, which also will benefit your hormones. And yeah, it's nice to practice, to layer these self-care things together so they're easy to do and we don't spend a lot of time doing them. So I'm going to show you what I do, and you can practice with me. So you can go outside and do this, or you can do this inside, but I do recommend that you learn this. It's very easy, and then you do it outside in your own time in the morning. So we'll just start by just shaking the body. So very, very gently, just shaking. You're just kind of like, you're bending your knees, maybe you're lifting a little bit from your heels, and just shake. And then you might shake a leg, shake an ankle, Shake another leg, shake another ankle, shake your arms, your wrists. You might shake a shoulder and just let your body shake. Let your body be wobbly. You might shake a head. Open your jaw and breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And you're just waking up your body, letting your body shake, letting your blood flow, letting your chi flow, and you're getting that daylight. Okay, super. And then the second movement we're going to do is twists of the spine. And we're going to start tapping on in Qigong the lower back. So just here, just above your, the bottom of your spine, above your bum. And this part of your body in Qigong is referred to as the door of life, which I really like. So we're going to very gently start to twist our spine, keeping your feet grounded. Your feet can be maybe hip distance apart, but it doesn't really matter. And just start twisting, and you're letting one hand tap on your lower back and one hand tap on your shoulder, and just twisting across. And then you might then move your head as well. And just taking in that lovely daylight. Just notice how that feels. I'll just do a few more. And breathe. And then slowing it down. And then coming back to center. Just if you're dizzy, just take a moment. Take a few breaths. Very good. Then we're going to do, we're going to come back to the door of life, and we're going to just make very gently, not tight fists or anything, just very gentle fists, and just start tapping on the lower back, up and down like this, giving yourself a nice massage, the lower back. Just do that a couple of times, and then bringing your hands, you can open your fists and bring your hands down the side of your legs. Might bend your knees and tapping all the way down, and then come up the inside from the ankles up, and then tapping around the groin area, the lower abdomen, bringing around the hips, the hip flexors. Again, come back to the lower back, and then you're going down the outside of your legs. You can either bend your knees, or you can just lean over, and then don't forget your ankles. Tap the inside and outside of your ankles, and then up the inside. Okay, so you might do that one more time. It feels really good. Inside. Great. So we're going to continue the tapping, and we're going to take one arm and then start with your palm, and we're going to go up the inside, and then the back of the shoulder there. That feels really good. Just gently tap there, and then the outside, and then the other hand. I've injured my wrist, so I have it bandaged for a few days. And then the back of the shoulder, again, that feels really good, especially if you're spending a lot of time typing or lifting. And then the other hand again up the inside and the outside. Now, I'm no Qigong expert, and I could be doing this completely wrong, but like, you can't harm yourself. Well, it's very hard to harm yourself doing this, but you can definitely go to Qigong classes, and you might do the head as well, do some tapping. You can follow some really great teachers on YouTube. You can go to classes. I just like to do 10 minutes, you know. I have this Vietnamese monk guy that I follow on YouTube, and I can link him as well. You'll find your own little thing, but it's just nice to work with the body and the hormones in the morning. You might open and close your jaw. Great. And just take a moment and see how that feels. You might feel like a buzzing sensation or a tingling. That's your chi, that's your energy, that's your lymph system and your blood. And then lastly, now we're gonna do something a little different that you might see on most YouTube videos, but this is a really good thing for hormones as well, which is a breast massage with our clothes on. And if you are having trouble in any way with your breasts, or there's tenderness, or you don't want to do this for whatever reason at all, you can skip this part. But if you've no issues, you can do this. So what we're doing is a breast massage. We're going to do 36 times inwards and 36 times outwards. So we're going to start here on the outside, and then you're going to come over your breast and down and around like that. So down the middle, up the outside, down the middle, up the outside. So you can do that I think it's 36 times they say in Qigong. I don't really know why they use the number 36, but maybe you know. But we'll do that. And just give your breasts a nice massage. It's really good for the lymph system. And a Qigong teacher, Moira Niji, who I want to quote, she talks about how this is so good for preventing PMS and tender breasts in the luteal phase or during our period. And if you do this every day, you can do this in the shower, you can do this, you know, when you're waiting for your tea to boil, you can do this outside if you've got privacy. You can get someone else to do it, you know, it's a nice thing to do. And then you're going to come around this way. So you're going to go up the inside and down the outside. And 20 to 30 is fine, 2 of those. It doesn't really matter. But I think if you can do something like this, 5 minutes of practice like this in the mornings outside, most days, you're winning. You really are. And breathe, take in that lovely daylight. And then just relax your body, relax your shoulders and your wrists and your arms. Smile to yourself. Smile to your organs, give thanks to your body, give thanks to life, give thanks to air and the sun, maybe the rain. And just take a minute. And if you're feeling in any way vulnerable, another thing you can do as well is if you've got difficult people or situations to face today, you can take a minute where you're visualizing. This is an energy exercise. You might visualize yourself breathing in cotton wool around, up in front of you and down outside around you, exhaling. So breathing in cotton wool, just visualizing cotton wool as you breathe, just enveloping your aura, a protective layer. And if you've got a really difficult situation to face today, you can have the cotton wool on the inside, and then on the outside of the cotton wool you can breathe a layer of some kind of metal, steel or wood or gold or silver or glass or something stronger, just to keep you intact. Okay, so thank you for joining me in this morning Qigong movement hormonal balance practice. And yeah, I encourage you to find what works for you and let me know how you get on.